Well, Trinidad and Tobago clipped Jamaica 1-0 on Saturday to register their first victory against their arch-rivals since 2013. The match, which took place at the Montego Bay Sports Complex at Catherine Hall, was the first of two international friendlies between the two Caribbean countries as they prepare for their respective CONCACAF Nations League encounters this month. Our reporter, Brian Pitter, was in Montego Bay and has a recap.
The Reggae Boyz took on fierce rivals Trinidad and Tobago here at the Catherine Hall Sports Complex in Montego Bay. The first meeting between the two since 2017. Both teams fielded relatively inexperienced squads filled with mostly domestic-based players. In his first home game as head coach, Jaime Hallgrimsson named veteran defender Adrian Mariappa as captain, marshalling a young squad that comprised mostly of Jamaica Premier League players, as well as 19-year-old Chelsea FC starlet Omari Hutchinson. The Soca Warriors fielded three unattached players, including experienced midfielder Jovain Jones, who was named captain on the night. Trinidad and Tobago had the better opportunities in the first half, managing to test Jamaican goalkeeper Kemar Foster once, drawing a brilliant save from the Waterhouse custodian. Despite the Jamaicans eventually finding their groove midway through the first half, the chances continued to fall at the feet of the visitors, who failed to convert any of them. The second half would, however, prove to be much more exciting, with the highly anticipated appearance of Dujuan Whisper Richards yielding loud cheers from the Montego Bay crowd. It didn't take long for the new Chelsea FC recruit to make an impact, unsettling a TNT defence that looked solid from the start of the contest. It would be the Soca Warriors who opened the scoring, however. A counter-attack in the 67th minute, clinically executed by substitute Rian Moore. And despite the Jamaicans dominating the play in the attacking third for the last half hour, the boys rarely troubled their guests, granting Angus Eve and his team a hard-fought win on Jamaican soil, one which he says means a lot for him and the squad.
Because, listen, we played against guys who playing for top clubs in England, and they actually playing football. And for us to come here and grind out a victory is tremendous. It's tremendous. Trinidad and Tobago football has been in the doldrums. As I said, Jamaica is like 50 spots ahead of us. We 104, they 54, I think it is. So for us to get this victory against a very good outfit, they had some really experienced players out there for the Jamaican team, world-class coach and all that kind of thing. So we're really happy to be able to compete with these type of guys.
Coach Hallgrimsson says Jamaica played well for the most part, but lacked the penetration needed to get on the score sheet.
I think this was their first attack in the second half, and we had created, both in the end of the first half and the beginning of the second half, we had created a lot of chances, and then just one moment and they are one up, and from there it was more panic than maybe quality.
Both teams face off again this Tuesday in Kingston inside the National Stadium before they head to their respective CONCACAF Nation League assignments later this month.
All right, so team, of course, we say thank you to Brian Pitter for that report. I know he was in Montego Bay over the weekend and will be at the matches tomorrow. I think it's fitting that, I start by saying congratulations to Trinidad and Tobago, because we all knew that coming into this match, we heard from Coach Angus Eve. He spoke about the inexperience in his team. He even, based on the reports and the sound bites that we would have heard from Angus Eve, he was just looking for this match to be one where he could spot his youngsters, spot his players, and see how they play as a team together. It even appeared to me as if, he didn't really expect to get a win. So I'm happy to see Rian Moore, coming off the bench and getting that goal for Trinidad and Tobago. I think it's a very important goal. It's a very important win for the Trinidad and Tobago Soca Warriors' confidence. And moving forward, going into tomorrow, they go in on really high spirits.
Yeah, and it was a really good goal as well from Moore. For a second, thought that he might have gone across the face of goal. Significantly less room to the right of the goalkeeper, and just slotted it past him. Really good goal, I think. Solid finish, and that's what you want to see. And as you heard from the Jamaica coach Hallgrimsson, not many chances created by the Trinidad and Tobago team in that second half. They did have a couple of chances in the first half, but yeah, Trinidad and Tobago has to be really happy. Angus Eve has to be really happy that they came to Jamaica, that they came to Montego Bay and got a victory by a 1-0. Very, very good win, and it's a tremendous confidence booster, I would think, for the Trinidad and Tobago team, Lance.
Yeah, one of the things that Hallgrimsson said, the Jamaica coach, after the game is that apart from which we just heard him say that they had a lot of opportunities and a lot of ball possession, he thought they were overpassing a lot. And there were many times that they were in control, approaching the 18-yard, and they weren't firing enough shots on goal. They were overpassing the ball. Having said that, it is very, very obvious that Angus E will be pleased with the result here, because if you look at the two teams' roster, player for player, this was a stronger Jamaican unit than the Trinidad unit represented. Ravel Morrison was there, Adrian Marple was there, Mariappa, and
Omari Hutchinson coming from Chelsea.
And Jordan Fletcher, who now plays his football in India. So from a roster standpoint, this wasn't a bad Jamaica team, even though it wouldn't be Jamaica's first team.
Yes.
But from the Trinidad and Tobago standpoint, pretty much all local-based players, and local-based players who haven't had any domestic football for about 3 years coming out of COVID. So it would have been regarded as an upset result, not only because of the relative strength of the two teams' roster, but also the fact that the game was played in Jamaica at the Montego Bay complex, which didn't appear to be too good, that surface. I don't think either team enjoyed that.
Not at all.
I was looking at the surface, Lance and Mariah, and I'm thinking to myself, this is an embarrassment to be playing an international match on a surface like that. And I think everyone involved with the preparation of this surface and the upkeep of this surface. Remember, already track and field cannot be held at that venue because the track is done and it's
in disrepair.
It's in disrepair. It should have been fixed from a year and a half or two ago. It hasn't been fixed, and now the football field is in a similar situation. It is an embarrassment. It's awful.
Yeah, well, what I will say is for tomorrow's match, we move to Kingston now. Different conditions, of course, and Coach Hallgrimsson team will have, to get his team in order, because I don't think they want to end these matches on 2 losses.
Yeah.
So I look forward. I'll be at the stadium tomorrow. I can't wait to see Trinidad up against Jamaica live. So we'll see how that one goes. Let's take a quick break and come right back.
Stay with SportsMax on YouTube and follow us on all social pages for updates, news and entertainment.